Hey Marvel Strike Force, it's time we talk about a big one. Um, they're introducing the Overpower system. I was optimistic that they were going to pull the system when they took the feature out of the game when they had the temporary locks involved. It looks to not be the case, and it looks to be as bad as we think it's going to be. Let's get into it. It's not good. They're planning to introduce the Overpower system. It is going to be a system based off the level of the character, the gear tier you have, and the ISO 8. Um, it does not give you power based on stars. This is purely going to kill your roster. Um, they say that we need to rebalance the game. I don't agree. Um, as Marvel Strike Forces evolved over the past 7 years, so too has the complexity of powering up your characters. Characters level recently reached 105, gear tier 20, and ISO purple. We'll introduce level 4 and 5 later this year, which we totally expect. That I'm not, gonna scoff my eye at. I bet you by December we probably have purple ISO 5. Add, and add the ability to upgrade combat modifiers and game mode specific enhancements. The power landscape has become more intricate than ever. That's where the new overpower system comes in. Um, I don't agree with that. It's very, very simple in Marvel Strike Force. There's not very many ways to upgrade your character. There is just gear levels, which is just like eras in this game, and there's ISO, which is your customization. There's nothing else. Um, why overpower is what they say. With so many layers of power progression and unintended consequences emerge, the character upgrades do not impact battles as much as they should. The hard-earned progression you made in leveling up, gearing, and enhancing ISO 8 does not always translate into meaningful advantages in combat. As a result, battle results don't always reflect the effort you put into improving your character. What? Um, if I verse somebody that's level 105 versus level 100, they have like a 25% stat advantage on me. That's meaningful. Um, 25% is a lot. I mean, that can be the difference between an extra entire hit that can be one-shotting you. So let's just keep going. To help restore the significance of a character's progression, we designed an overpower system to ensure your progression matters more in battle. This doesn't require extra purchases or additional effort to acquire, it simply amplifies the power you've already built. So, it's not a progression system. What this is a multiplier to the current progression we already have. Let's keep going. Battle boost for your roster. The Overpower system provides extra combat bonuses to your characters. When they face the opponent with the lower Overpower rank, whether attacking or defending, the best part is it's automatic. If you've already been powering up your roster, many of your characters will automatically gain Overpower ranks at launch. This is where it gets bad, guys. There's no progression here. It is purely just a multiplier on your characters. And we'll get into this at the end of this when I'm done, and we'll talk about the implications of the system, what it's going to do to things, and it's not good. Key benefits: restoring the impact of character progression in battle, unlocking new layers of strategy with additional combat and stat bonuses. There's no strategy. There's none. It is purely just to delete strategy. And we'll talk about that. Automatically scales as you continue investing on a character. That part's true. Um, it restores the impact of character progression. I don't think that was ever a problem. Easier character progression comparison as you summarized into a single score. I guess it's easier because it's automatic, but you got me. How Overpower works. At the launch of the Overpower, will feature 12 ranks, with temporary locked ranks that will become available as in the future updates. Characters automatically unlock these ranks by reaching a specific milestone in character levels, gear tier, and isolate. No additional purchases or separate progression paths are required. Expect more ranks to be added in the future as the game continues to progress. Rank 1 starts at 90, then 17, blue ice at 3. We just keep on rolling. The ones that probably most impact people right now is rank 5 through 12. Gear tier 18, blue ISO 5, level 100, level 19, um, purple ISO 3, 105 gear tier 20, purple ISO 5. So what we're going to see mostly right now is you're probably going to see people with characters that look something along the lines of this. 105 G20. You're going to see characters that used to function at rank 9. Now you're going to see characters that can't play because of rank 10 and 11 exist. And soon it'll be rank 12. So we aren't going to feel it too bad right now until Xavier Trial goes out, and then we're going to see this rank 11 one, and the game's just going to feel terrible. And we'll get more into that here in a minute, and I'll explain why. And I have a perfect team to show it with. Overpower in combat. During battle, overpower activities, when a character with a higher overpower rank engages with a lower overpower rank, the system does not activate. Wait, when overpower rank engages with a lower ranked opponent, the system does not activate or provide any bonuses. When the two characters are on the same overpower rank. So that's right. So overpower only functions so like if I send in characters somewhere in this range into a gear tier 20 character, the gear tier 20 character gets the bonus. Overpower will eventually introduce 3 tiers of combat bonuses. 2 of these tiers will not be available at the launch of Overpower before we dive into the details, which already sounds terrible because this is already too much. Tier 1, a modest but meaningful boost to your character's power. You'll see that this bonus was when one character is at a minimum progression and is fighting a character that's behind in one area, as its most common situation, it should be a giant bonus. It shouldn't be a giant bonus. I apologize. But it should feel good if you're just upgrading that character to 105 and are fighting someone that's still level 100, for example. So, if you're fighting level 100 versus 105, you're fighting at a 25% stat disadvantage at least. If you're fighting down an ISO tier, again, you are fighting at a disadvantage. If you're fighting someone that's a gear tier behind, you're fighting at a disadvantage. So we are already fighting at a disadvantage before this even kicks into effect. Tier 2, a bigger bonus than Tier 1. This will feel fairly strong in battle. A Tier 2 bonus will be most common when one character is at a maximum progression and fighting an enemy that's behind in 2 areas. So that would be someone that's so this would be like a character. So in our current world, let's just say there's a G20 character. If they were behind in level, so if they were like still level 100 and they weren't purple 3, they were purple 1. That would be 2 levels behind versus a 105. Now that's probably 30% power, I would say. That's about 30% behind right now. They're saying that's not enough. And a tier 3 bonus would be 3. So that'd be like G18. That would be like G18 level 100, no purple ISO. Which I'm sure you all still have characters that are like that, or at least used to be like that. It's about to get bad for you guys. You guys are going to have to upgrade everything, or the character dies. That's what we're looking at right now. Characters with 1 overpower rank or higher gain 50% more damage, 50% more focus. So this character that's already at least 20% better than your character just became 50% better. You're now fighting at a 70% damage difference. That is phenomenally huge. So what the heck? Did you guys play in U32 last season, or not this last season, but the one before that, where we had the 100% damage increase room? Did you verse Thanos in this recent room where he had 100% more damage? And he AoE'd your team and they all just disappeared? Because I did, and my team vanished. If you just watched my U32 video, I just showed you a whole lot of in footages where Thanos just deleted everybody, and this was even characters. These are 105, G19, Purple ISO 3 versus Purple ISO 3, and Thanos had 90% more damage, and everybody got deleted. On one ability, he didn't even take a turn. He came in there, he AoE'd everybody, and it was gone. And this is the same type of damage they're adding to every character that's at an advantage. It's just gonna kill things. Strategy is still key. You're right. The only time strategy is going to matter is when we'll just keep going. Though impactful, this new Overpower system won't display synergies, character kit abilities, and counters, which are backbone of Marvel Strike Force. So teams will still counter stronger teams in the right matchups, achieving exciting punch-ups during battle. Theory crafting strategy and learning other teams and characters with Overpower will gain an advantage in battle, but depending on the matchup, Overpower won't guarantee a victory. That's not completely true. Um, this is going to severely push the game into a speed control setting. If you cannot control a team from start to finish before they take a turn, you will die. You will die depending on the character. If Odin swipes you with 70% more damage, you're just gonna die. Um, and that's the nature of what it is. And the Overpower system severely favors your top end roster than your bottom end roster or your middle roster. It severely kills theory crafting. It severely kills how we can play the game. It severely kills the game. Overpower is also not an absolute for skillful team selection and your combat decision, but it can give you an advantage for ensuring that progress. Yeah, what it does is it takes people that aren't good at the game and makes them feel a little bit better, and it takes a whole lot of areas in this game and makes it feel like crap. That's the honest answer. Let's talk about the modes it's affecting. Alliance War. This is going to feel terrible in this mode. Let's go look at Alliance War. Let's go. Let's finish this up. So we got Real Time Arena, which we don't give a crap about, Cosmic Crucible, Arena, and Alliance War. This mode, in the future, Overpower will expand the PV game modes, which that will feel absolutely awful, by the way, because that's a way for them to have scaling in the game that's gonna make things feel broken, and for you to have to buy more stuff. That's all it is. It's a way for us to kick people out of modes without kicking them out. This launches on April 7th, which is next Monday. Let's go jump in over to the game real quick. And let's go look at some stuff. And what that really affects. How this is going to play into the game. So, 50% more damage and 50% more focus. Let's go look at teams. Let's go look at where people are going to be putting their G20s. That's really where the big one is. Where are people putting G20? Where are people going to be putting this new purple ISO that's going to launch soon? Because I think that's a good conversation piece right now. Because right now it's not good. The first big one that comes to my mind is Arena. If you aren't G20, you're not going to be able to punch up. You think punching up against Odin right now is hard? Wait till you have an Odin that's G20 that now has a 50% damage multiplier. Hiding behind 2 Pretons. You thought it was an Odin swipe fest and it was hard to punch up before, it just got harder. We can, I hardly move in the arena now. The 2 guys that are sitting here, we got one guy that's not G20. This guy probably won't be able to do that going forward. I don't even know who this guy is, so he may have just popped into my arena shard. So that's not a normal one to see. So we've got that. We have Crucible. Let's go look at Crucible. I think I still have my matches. If I can get everything out of the way. Crucible. Let's look at that. Can I look at those matches still? Oh, I can. Okay. We go in here to defense, or, I think it was attack, my attack. And this was not a clean attack, but we'll get the idea. I came in here with Purple ISO 3, Gear Tier 20, or Gear Tier 19. This guy had a Gear Tier 20 null. He's going to get 50% more damage on this character. I then came in here with this team. I have a Gear Tier 20, and he gets the he gets the swipe just like I do. This character would have 50% more damage, this character would have 50% more damage. But this Echo is not 105. This Echo would get one shot. She died in like 3 abilities already. Do we need 50% more damage for her to die faster? I don't think so. And the worst part about this is this severely destroys your middle of your roster because we've already had these monster stat increases. Let's go look at my lovely Echo. my Echo's 103 right now, so she's tech and she's purple ISO too, so she's technically down 2 overpower levels from a gear tier 20 character right now. This character already has 2 million health. She instantly dies to anyone gear tier 20. Do you really want to have to put gear tier 20 on Echo for her to even be playable? Like, she's just gonna insta die. Um, for one level down, which is everyone can. I can already push the button. I have this cool Thanos right now that we just got all this gear for. If I have put gear tier 20 on him on Monday, he's going to AoE everybody for an extra 50% damage. And then I can go put him in rooms like this. I can come in here and come into defense and come into glass cannon, give him 100% more damage. So he's going to have 170% more damage. And he's already was AoEing people to death. Let's look at how this went. I think this guy didn't die to it, but we'll go with this guy. This was glass cannon. Defense. Oh, look. Thanos beat out an entire Starjammers team by himself. This entire team revolves around Thanos AoEing. Thanos did damage to Astral with 100% more damage. Do you really want him to have 70% more damage? Oh, look, Thanos did it again. He 100% more damage. Look at this. Thanos almost deleted an entire another team by himself in the second attack. Yes, he did it again. So, you give him 70% more damage, you're just dying. Like, it's not even something going on. Defense, I didn't have it here, but again, if Odin swiped everything out of existence, this person wouldn't even exist. He couldn't even take this counter into this anymore. It wouldn't work. What else? So just like things. Let's go look at war and take a look at that. Because war's bad. I mean, you're now going to have to worry about your entire alliance's roster and what they can put on defense and offense. Because you're not going to be able to play G18 on defense. It's just not playable. If you're a mid-high tier alliance, it's just not even playable. And we'll take a look at it, we're sitting in the middle of plat, we're rocking and rolling. We'll click on the armory. Here's 2 characters that take an extra 50% damage from normal teams. What else we got? Here's another character that takes an extra 50% damage. Do anyone not purple ISO 3? This is one of our better people on defense. We've got people like Kinder here that's got 3 characters G18, 4 characters G18. We've got different ISOs going on. There are lots of blues still going on. Blue ISO, blue ISO, blue ISO, blue ISO. I mean, it just looks terrible. And these are the bottom parts of your roster. This is the bad part of your roster. This is the part. So you're now looking at situations where if you don't have a roster that looks like this, and it's all purple 3 across the board, and it's G19, it's gonna feel like crap. You're going to attack, and if you see a room like this and you take a G18 character in here, if they take a turn at all, you're going to instantly die. So your counters have to be so solid and so much of a speed advantage that you just completely walk over them. You have to be able to come in there, stun their first fast character, can get speed up immediately, and then run over their team. And you know what teams don't do that right now that we just made? I'll show you one. It's one that's awful. It's awful at the game, and it needs to be completely reworked. Let's go look at a team that doesn't do that. It's called Vigilante. We look at Vigilante. This character comes in at 128, very normal speed, and doesn't do anything to it puts heal block and disrupted out there. Does nothing to slow the characters down. It's not fast. The next character that comes in here is 127. He gives speed up. If you stun this character, he's not even taking a turn. They're not getting speed up, and the rest of these characters are slow as dirt. So this team is completely useless in the overpowered world. Don't build them. They need a rework. That's the state of the game right now. We need either teams that instantly AoE outside of do damage outside of their turn, or it has to be so fast that the other team can't take a turn. That's the state of the game that we're moving into. If your character's not 130 plus, it's probably garbage. Let's go versus a Kahori team. Like, You look at some of my defensive teams, like if they take a turn, you're just dead. You're just gonna die. And that's not gonna. Overpower is gonna make it so that you have 30 defensive. You have even more defensive wins. There's people that won't even be able to beat stuff, and it's going to be who has more overpower ranks than the other characters. It's going to feel terrible. The strategy is gone. You know, you could have strategy and punch up. There's no punching up anymore. Punching up is dead. There is no punching up. They don't want punching up in the game. Um, let's look at this. Fairly fast team, fairly fast team, fairly fast team, fairly fast team, fairly fast team. This team cleaves you to death. Like if I took G20 character, G20 on this guy, he's probably gonna eat you for lunch. Um, Odin swipes you, and it already will have overpower rank 11. Um, are you ready for fighting rank 11 overpower Odin before trying to deal with that? This team, good luck if you have an extra 70% damage. You can barely beat it with the normal team. It doesn't need it. You know, another really fast team. It's going to be completely speed. The game is about to be speed hell. So, are you ready for that? If these characters are G20, you may not even kill them. They're just going to stand there, take the beating, and then hit you once with their first ability. I don't even think it's going to be fun to play. If we're looking at this and I'm attacking in with G20 characters, let's just say I went in with a G20 character and something normal, like something like this. I'm going to come in there, hit 3 abilities, and your team's going to die and wipe off the face of the planet. Where's the strategy in that? What's fun about that? I want to engage in I like it. The game is most fun when you get to take turns. When it's offense versus defense. That one character's stunned, another character's stunned. You rewind a character, you're taking damage, you're healing damage. Oh, by the way, tanks and healers dead. Just absolutely dead in this game. You know, if there's now 100% more damage, pre-taunt tanks, garbage, done. You don't build those characters, they're just useless. Oh, you want a healer that heals things? You want characters like Daredevil Modern? Oh, I heal for 5% damage when I get attacked, when I attack things with vulnerables on it. Oh, don't worry, the enemy's going to hit you for plus 90% damage. So, don't worry about it. It's fine. Um, oh, you want to put a slow and defense down out there on 114 or 118 speed? Good luck with that. That's not going to do anything. This character's just completely dead in an overpower world. So, I don't think that this game is going to survive this. And I really hope that everybody kicks and screams because, personally, I probably won't be buying any more characters. I was really hoping that they'd pull the system, and they didn't. As you can see, I bought Daredevil Modern. I probably will not be buying Hitmonkey and Sable. I probably will not be buying any more G20. As you can see, I've participated in leaderboards. I've played with Thanos. I bought Odin. Um, I am a person that gets an advantage from G20, and I hate the system. I absolutely can't stand it. It's gross. Um, you know, as you can see, I buy characters. I don't have everything maxed, but I'm up there. I've got Lilandra at 2 diamonds. I can G20 her immediately. I've got characters like, um, you know, I'm not the crazy highest spender. I've got Havoc with two diamonds and some of his stars. I've maxed them out, and I don't think the system's good. And I'm one of the people that gets an advantage from it. So what's that telling you about the game? How does that make you guys feel that are spending a little bit? Personally, if you're in the middle brackets at all and there's just a hard wall, to me the game's dead. Like I'm just not gonna spend, and to me, like I don't like this game at free to play. Um, Free to play, you don't get the level characters. That you're always being out progressed. Like you don't. I mean, you get characters so slow that it's just not even fun. You don't get to engage them. They make events like this where we've got the command center and they want you to use the vigilante characters before you even have them. You know, you got to do things like this where you got to use the vigilante character somewhere, and there's nowhere. They don't even function yet. So it's so predatory that it blows my mind. And I really hope that everybody realizes how terrible this is. I don't think they told us the truth. I don't think that it's actually doing anything good for the game other than making the people that spend massive amounts of money feel better about themselves because they don't want strategy. Um, and that's not everybody at the top end, but there's obviously some people that would rather open their pocketbook than actually play the game, and I don't get it. So, any sort of leaderboard that was going on is just going to be a wallet leaderboard. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't think I can even look at Crucible right now. So, um, you know, this mode, like, if you're fighting G20 characters, I don't think it's going to matter. Like, if I have a G20 Odin in here with 100% damage, I don't think you can kill him in 3 turns. It's just going to be if he takes his first turn and swipes you, you're going to die. Um, it's that hard to kill that right now. If this room AoEs you, you're just going to die. Same thing. Same thing with Black Knight. Black Knight's going to cleave you for half your health bar. He's going to have that much damage increase. Apoc's going to delete the character instantly. Null's going to be one-shotting people. Like, I don't get it. I don't think it's good. We already were seeing that damage was so high that we were seeing defensive teams not take turns. And I don't think that's changing with this. And if you're someone that plays in the cusp at all for where the next jump would be, you're not going to enjoy this game. If you're someone that's G18, not purple 3, and you're fighting in the G19s and purple 3, the punch up's dead, and the game does not want you to be there. That's what they're telling you. And I just don't think that's good for the game. I mean, punching up is part of what's fun in this game. Making good informed decisions, doing things that are, that is fun. If I see G20 rings on these characters, do I even engage? Like, do I just throw 5 hand minions at it and say, oh, I can't win? You're gonna do that in arena. It's coming. If the guy if I only have one G20 character and this guy's 5 G20 characters, I'm not even gonna make this attack. I'm not even gonna engage in the game mode. I'm gonna throw 5 hand minions in because to get out of here as fast as I can just to collect my rewards. There's no point. It's gonna be just never able to punch up. It doesn't matter what's going on. It's not even engaging the game mode. We're not going to even talk about real-time arena because it's not a real game mode. They don't give rewards, they don't do anything, and they don't support that mode, and no one gives a crap about it. But as far as the other game modes, like, you're about to see this game deteriorate a ton, and I don't think it's in a good way. And this is the single feature that I think is completely terrible that they're launching, and their story that they're trying to spin doesn't make sense. If you look at it at any way, shape, or form, it's terrible. Let me know what you guys think. Am I wrong? Am I right? Should you stop spending? I want to know what you guys think. I want to hear your guys' comments. I think the more we speak up on this one, the better. So please leave a comment. Please tell me what you guys think of the system. Am I overreacting? Am I underreacting? Or should we be concerned?